listening online around the world or on 97.2 FM, this is the Totally Wired Show. This is your banger. It's Shed 7's Bully Boy, and I'm going to be on the phone with lead singer Rick Witter just after this. Until then, though, you're listening to Cam FM! There we go, you just heard Shed 7's Bully Boy. That was your banger for this morning. That was voted for by you as the favourite track out of 4 tracks that we chose, basically. There was that, there was She Left Me on Friday, Disco Down. It could have been one of any 4, but I can now say it's an absolute pleasure and a privilege to welcome onto the line Rick Witter from Shed 7. How are you doing, Rick? Good morning.
Hello, mate. I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thank you so much for coming on and speaking to us. For me, it's kind of like it's a little bit of a boyhood dream almost come to fruition to speak to you. Anyway,
well, that's brilliant.
We just played Bully Boy by Shed 7. That was the track that was voted for by the people that listened in and the people of the Shed 7 fan club on Facebook as well. If there was a track.
Right.
If there was a track that you could have chosen as a banger for this morning, what would it have been?
What, by ourselves? By our good selves?
Yeah.
Probably, there's a particularly new song called Room in My House that could have been played. It would have been the perfect time to play it, surely.
Well, we've got to ramp things up. We've got to give it a little bit of a hype beforehand. How good is it to be kind of doing all this again? Is it 14 years after the last song was released?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, which is obviously an awful long time ago, isn't it? Yeah. It's really exciting. I mean, it's been a long time coming for us, and there's been an awful lot of discussing whether or not we should. And then an awful lot of time actually doing it. We've now, it's coming up 10 years since we reformed, basically. We had 4 years off. So there's only 2 or 3 years left, and then we've actually been reformed longer than we were ever abandoned in the 90s, which is quite weird. Well, and obviously in that time, we've just every other year done a kind of big Christmas tour, and quite rightly, people who like Shed 7 are saying, are you ever going to write anything new? And, for a long time, we were just so busy doing other things in between doing these tours that it wouldn't have been right. The last thing I would have wanted to have done is written songs without giving it 100%, because you're just doing it for the sake of doing it then, just for a few people who really want to hear something new. It had to be done to the best of our capabilities, because we didn't want to kind of take a wee on our back catalogue, you know what I mean? We've got a lot of strong songs and people love those songs from the 90s, and that's becoming more and more apparent. It's weird. We're almost in 2018, and you can play on standby and just everybody's just singing it back to you, and that was from 1996.
It still sounds
crazy.
A lot of those songs still sound as fresh as the day that they were released.
Well, which is weird, isn't it? Because at the time we were just caught up in this phenomenon, this frenzy of activity that was titled Britpop. We were British and we had an element of pop about us. That's as far as the link for me goes. But yeah, at the time you're just doing it, and it's only with the presence of time and the lapse of time that it's quite satisfying to know that we created a good body of music. Well, and that's why if we were going to do anything new, we wouldn't want to ruin our history.
Absolutely, so, I can appreciate that, and the new single, which we will play in a little while, is absolutely fantastic.
Well, thank you.
I just want to go back a little bit, because kind of talking from my perspective, I cottoned on as a young lad at the age of 13. Back in '99, I saw Shed 7 at Radio 1 Roadshow I saw you at 2 Radio 1 Roadshows in Weymouth and in Yarmouth. And right. I think a water fight with Atomic Kitten ensued on stage. But I know. But
yeah, nothing can be said about that.
no. Well, I don't want to get into any legalities later on, but. So I kind of fell in love with the band then, and ever since you've kind of been a bit of a stable through my life. I've caught you at a couple of V festivals and the Shedsember as well, on the tours that you do every other year. We always, me and a load of friends go down to Norwich, which we will be doing this year as well.
Good man. And we should really come a bit more your way, though, really, shouldn't we? We don't really go down that part of the world as much as we perhaps should do, and the same with like Devon and stuff. I don't really know why that stopped. We used to do it way back in the day.
So Cambridge isn't too far. It's not too bad. It's like a train journey away, really. So it's easily,
I have to be honest with you, I have to travel from York to come and play in Cambridge. I've got to get on a bus.
That's true. So Shedsember, as you call it, the month where you go on tour for the whole month. You've actually extended it. Would it be right in saying that it's Shedvember as well?
Yes, we're doing Shedvember now as well. Yeah, because this particular time that we're going on tour, it just more and more dates have just been added, and that's still to happen. I think we're adding a couple of more warm-up gigs now, which is going to be announced on our website at some point, so I shouldn't really be saying this. But yeah, it just seems to get bigger and bigger, but I don't really know what's going to happen next. It's a bit of a weird time now because, as I say, for the last 10 years, we've done a big Christmas tour every other year, which is quite a canny thing, really. I think if we did it every year, people maybe think, oh, well, I won't go this year because they'll do it again next year.
Oh, I don't know.
So I think doing it every other year has kind of worked in our favour a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, we're an ongoing concern now. We've got a new album coming out, so we are actually a working full 24 hours a day band. So I don't know whether we can't really just do that. We can't just do a tour every other year anymore. So things are going to change, and hopefully for the better. And if not, so be it.
I should imagine the more chance to see you around. Sorry.
No, that's all right, mate. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say the more chance that we have to see you out and about on the road, surely the better, really.
Well, you say that now. Can I talk to you again in a year when you're totally bored of me?
No, not at all. I'm just actually reading through your through the PR that was given out to me. 50,000 tickets have been sold, apparently. Did you know that?
Yes, I did. Yes,
that is quite impressive.
The tour's been on sale for quite a long time now, but that's another kind of canny thing we do. Obviously, it's funny because I'll do interviews like this, way in advance of the tour, and like what you've just said to me, you've already got tickets to come and see us in Norwich.
I bought them in January, I think.
Well, there you go. And an awful lot of people tell me that through the year, and by the time the actual tour's happening, I think the excitement levels are that high because people have had tickets for that long. It turns the tour into one massive party. The only problem is I'm mid-40s now. I don't know how much more I can do of this.
Well, that was one of the questions that I was going to ask. Will Alan be jumping over the drums at the end of the gig this year, or is he getting on a little bit?
I think he'll always attempt it. The longer it goes on, I notice the more that he lands on his bum rather than his feet. But that is just as entertaining as if he landed on his feet.
Absolutely, I think I'd quite like to see that.
Well, if we continue as long as, say, for example, the Rolling Stones, they're still doing it and they're almost 80. I'm sure if we were in that position, he'd still try, but he'd probably just have to climb over his bass drum rather than flip over it. But that would be just as entertaining.
Well, I look forward to it. Hopefully he'll succeed.
Just have to get some type of stair lift for when he's in a chair, and then it can just be chair lift over his bass drum. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it?